This video is brought to you by SoccerLoco.com. Be sure to use coupon code 10SR4U at checkout to receive 10% off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Nike Hypervenom Phatal Premium in the metallic gold coin, Volt, and black colorway. Now inside the box, because this is a takedown model from Nike, it does not come with a string bag, nor does it come with any other extras. All you get in the box are the shoes themselves. So I'll get these out of the box really quickly, and if you guys could take a second to leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. So here is a look at the Neymar signature colorway of the Hypervenom Phatal. This was the colorway that he was wearing exclusively in the knockout stages of the World Cup. Unfortunately, Brazil got knocked out. Neymar even got injured, so we didn't see too much of this particular colorway, and obviously the ones Neymar was wearing was the Hypervenom Phantom as opposed to the Phatal, which is what I have here. Now the Hypervenom Phatal, for those that don't know, is the first takedown model in Nike's Hypervenom lineup. Normally the Hypervenom Phatal in the standard colorway releases retail for $120 US, but because this is a limited edition premium edition of the Hypervenom Phatal, it has a retail price of $130. So there's a $10 premium with this particular shoe. There are some minor differences aside from the colorway itself that we're going to talk about in today's video. But as far as Nike takedowns go, while they are a little bit on the pricey side, they definitely are there in terms of the overall quality and performance aspects that the shoe has to offer. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. To start things off, let's talk about the colorway. Now, being that this is a Neymar signature color, there is actually some backstory as to why they are metallic gold. Now, apparently when Neymar was a kid, he used to spray paint his shoes gold and play in them, trying to stand out a little bit more, which obviously worked out for him in the long run. So the kind of nickname or the story behind this particular shoe is Golden Dream, being that Neymar is playing for Brazil in the World Cup in his home country, with the Golden Dream hopefully being winning the World Cup. Obviously, we know how his World Cup ended up. He ended up getting hurt, then Brazil got knocked out. Fairly dramatic. Not going to go into it. I'm sure most of you guys know the story. The insoles are fully removable, as you guys can see. Features Volt yellow on top. Perforations throughout is just a standard Hypervenom Phatal as well as Hypervenom Phantom insole. There's no actual difference there. Gets the job done, nothing special. On the one, you're actually going to see in Portuguese it says Golden Dream. Again, the nickname for this particular colorway. And then on the other insole, you're actually going to find a can of gold spray paint and the Hypervenom shoe, kind of letting you know what the theme is all about, the backstory, if you will. So kind of cool little touch that Nike implemented there on the insoles. As far as the shoes themselves go, you can see that they are bright gold. If you're looking to stand out, this is definitely going to do that for you. With that being said, if you want to compare this to the Hypervenom Phantom, the shade of gold and the finish of the gold is definitely different. So I actually have the Hypervenom Phantom right here so you guys can see the difference side by side. Now obviously this is Nike skin, whereas this one is Mirage synthetic. They're similarly constructed, but at the end of the day, very, very different. So as you can see, the finish on the Hypervenom Phantom is more of like a metal. It's like a gold coin, if you will, where it's got that metallic, shiny, chrome-like finish, but obviously it's gold. It's very, very cool. And honestly, one of the most unique soccer cleats in terms of colorways that I've ever laid my eyes on. Now, with the Hypervenom Phatal, it's not quite as metal looking. To me, it looks like if you were to paint a car gold and it's got that nice, shiny, kind of smooth finish about it, that's what the Hypervenom Phatal looks like. Again, both of them are very good looking in person, if you ask me. They definitely appear to be different when you put them side by side. This one's more metallic. This one's more of like an actual paint finish because of its smooth texturing on the outside of the shoe. But again, they're both very unique, and if you're looking to stand out, both of these shoes are going to do that for you. So that's enough about the gold color. As far as other details are concerned, it's got all the same kind of elements and touches that you're going to find on the top end Phantom. Your Volt Nike swoosh with the metallic gold accent in the middle, and then the black outline on both the heel as well as on the front of the shoe. Your Volt yellow laces, synthetic leather heel liner in black, and then the entire outsole, including the sole plate and the studs, are Volt yellow in color with your one black Nike swoosh right there at the bottom. So again, Has all the same colorway elements as the top-end Phantom. The major difference is it's not quite as metallic, it's more of a shiny finish, which, again, you pay twice as much money to have the Hypervenom Phantom over the Phatal, so it's really up to you as to whether or not you want to pay the extra money to get this shoe. Maybe some of you even prefer the look of the Phatal over the Phantom. Again, that's something you have to decide for yourself. So that's pretty much it as far as the colorway is concerned, and move on next and talk about some of the tech specs in regards to the Hypervenom Phatal Premium. As far as tech specs go, the Hypervenom Phatal is actually very impressive for a takedown model. Again, it's not the cheapest takedown model out there, but in terms of what you're getting for your money, it's a very premium feeling shoe, one that could honestly pass as a high-end model if you didn't know any better. Now, with the premium edition of the Hypervenom Phatal, obviously there are some visual differences with the upper, not just the colorway, but this unique texturing that they have going on with the shoe. You're not going to find this texturing on any of the other Hypervenom Phatal colorways, and that's because Nike has actually made some changes to the upper in order to give it this kind of metallic look and also have this texturing here on the outside of the shoe. I'm not sure if this is something they're going to maintain on future colorways of the Phatal. I would honestly doubt that, but it is something that is definitely worth taking a closer look at for this particular video. So as far as the finish goes, you can see that it's much smoother. It's kind of a slick, shiny finish as to more of a matte finish like you're going to find on a standard Hypervenom Phatal like I have right here. As far as how that's going to determine your touch on the ball, it's going to provide perhaps a little bit less or more grip depending on how this texturing grips and depending on the ball really. But for the most part, I don't think it's going to have a huge impact on your overall feel for the ball. Now, this synthetic material is still Mirage synthetic, just like you're going to find on the standard Hypervenom Phatal, and it's still a very similar construction process. The difference here is this top layer. I actually removed the laces here on this one. This is again a standard Hypervenom Phatal. You can see on the inside you have your Mirage synthetic and then a fused on kind of extra layer acting as a support cage, and you can see there's this these little kind of hexagon cutouts that make that slight texturing you see on the outside of the Mirage synthetic upper. Now on the gold Hypervenom here, the premium one, you have that same kind of pattern on the underside of the tongue, but you can see on the inside they don't have the cutouts on the support cage, which again, not a big deal. It just means that it's not going to be quite as thin. And if you look at the side profile of the shoe, hopefully it'll focus in for me. Yeah, there it is. You can see there's a darker gray layer. That's the base Mirage synthetic. And then you have a thicker kind of white spongy layer on top of that. That is something that is extra on this particular colorway. So it gives it a slightly thicker, slightly padded sensation versus the ultra thin Mirage synthetic on the standard Hypervenom Phatal. And again, I'll just give you guys a quick look at the standard colorway. You can see that as opposed to having that top layer of sponge, this one is just one layer of that darker gray material. So again, it is a little bit thicker in comparison to a standard Hypervenom Phatal. Not something that is super noticeable in all honesty when the shoes are on your feet, but definitely something worth noting with this particular boot. Other than that, it's got the same off-centered lacing system as the rest of the Hypervenom line. No ACC, no texturing on the outside, that waxy finish like you're going to find on the Nike Skin variation, which is of course the top-end Phantom. Same low cut in the heel, synthetic leather liner, which definitely does get the job done. You have your internal plastic heel counter there, and then the base of the sole, it's listed as a P-back sole plate, but it feels exactly the same as the top-end Hypervenom Phantom. So I've been saying this in my reviews, and just the tech specs are sometimes to be ignored because they're not always right. A lot of these companies and websites, they tend to publish the wrong thing. But this is basically a glass nylon sole plate with your P-back stud plate on top. So it's got that nice rigid feel from right out of the box. It does take a little bit of getting used to and some break-in time to kind of soften up and feel more natural. But once you get used to it, it's something that I really like about this shoe, and it's part of the reason why it's such a lightweight boot overall. As far as the studs themselves go, it's got the Hypervenom stud pattern. So you have your 4 conical studs in the heel, your 6 conical studs in the forefoot, 1 support stud in the middle, and then 1 bladed stud at the tip of the toe. One of those stud patterns that I'm really a big fan of, really does get the job done as far as performing well on firm natural grass playing surfaces. You get a good amount of grip when pushing off and plenty of maneuverability when your foot is planted. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it as far as tech specs go. And move on next to a quick weigh-in so you can see how lightweight these guys are. When it comes to weight, the Hypervenom Phatal is just as light, actually even a little bit lighter than the top-end Phantom due to its ultra-thin synthetic upper. Now, in terms of the difference in weight between the standard Hypervenom Phatal and the Premium Edition, there's some differences here that might surprise you. So I'm going to weigh both variations for you today in real time. Keep in mind that these are both in brand new condition and in the same size 9 US. We'll start off with the standard Hypervenom Phatal, throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.9 ounces. So again, very, very lightweight for a takedown model. Take that off the scale, and we'll throw on the Gold Premium Edition colorway, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.4 ounces, so half an ounce less than the standard Hypervenom Phatal, 6.45 now. Still half an ounce, which is kind of surprising to me. I would expect them to weigh more due to there being what seems to be more material on the upper to create this kind of gold finish and the dimpling texture on the outside. Again, it's lighter. I'm not making these numbers up. For whatever reason, it's more lightweight than the standard colorways. So again, in terms of thickness, it may seem a little bit thicker. It may seem like there's a little bit more padding here, but in reality, it's actually a little bit lighter. I'm not sure if there's any variation with the insole or the sole plate and stud pattern. There doesn't appear to be. So again, I don't know where the weight loss came from the standard colorway to this premium edition, but just know that if you are buying the gold Hypervenom Phatals, they are a touch lighter than the standard colorways, which I guess is a good thing considering it is an extra $10. So that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of this video goes. And move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit, and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the gold Hypervenom Phatals on feet, and in comparison to the standard Phatals, they feel about the same. There's no noticeable difference in fit, there's no noticeable difference in the thickness or softness of the synthetic. Like I said, they feel about the same. So the differences that I pointed out up close aren't super apparent when the shoes are on feet. In terms of how these feel in comparison to the top-end Phantom, it's a different style of shoe. The Hypervenom Phantom is unique in that it has that Nike Skin upper, which is mesh-based, which gives it a very soft and flexible feel, whereas this is a Mirage synthetic upper, more of one solid, kind of a traditional synthetic upper. So it's still soft, it's still flexible, but they definitely feel a little bit stiffer out of the box, also a little bit tighter. It is a tight-fitting shoe, so if you have really wide feet, it's probably best to stay away. And I guess in comparison to something else from Nike other than the Phantom, the Phatal would be most similar to something in comparison to some of the higher end Mercurials from Nike as well. It's a tight fitting shoe, not a lot if any extra space on the inside of the shoe whatsoever, which is great. And again, it has that premium high-end fit that you would expect from something that is a high-end shoe, not necessarily a takedown, which is what the Hypervenom Phatal technically is. As far as the fit is concerned, again, it's a tighter fitting shoe. It features the X1.1 last, and for a tighter fitting shoe, there still is a decent amount of width in the midfoot and forefoot, while the toe box is a little bit on the tighter side. But again, you're not going to get much stretch out of this synthetic upper, and if you do have really wide feet, it's probably best to stay away. In terms of sizing, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So just like the top-end Hypervenom Phantom, if you are interested in ordering a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the Nike Hypervenom Phatal in the Golden Dream colorways. Some people are going to love how this shoe looks, some people are absolutely going to hate it, but that's more or less besides the point, because when it comes to the Hypervenom Phatal, I'm not one to normally recommend a takedown model shoe, but if you absolutely must have something from the Hypervenom line, you can't necessarily afford the Phantom. The Phatal is a really, really solid shoe. It's just as light, actually a little bit lighter than the standard top-end Phantom. The Mirage synthetic upper, while it's nothing like Nike Skin, is still very high quality. It's ultra thin, and the overall fit and feel of the shoe is, like I mentioned, that of a high-end model. It does not feel like a takedown. Nothing has been compromised as far as quality is concerned. The only difference here is it's Mirage synthetic as opposed to Nike Skin, which does make for a different feel. But again, if you can live with something that's light, ultra thin and just fits really well, the Hypervenom Phatal is a great option at its much lower price tag than the top end Phantom. If you guys want more detailed information on the overall fit, feel, and performance, be sure to check out the full written review of the Hypervenom Phatal featured on my website, soccerreviewsforyou.com. I'll leave a direct link to that down below in the description. Also on that review page, you'll find buy it now links for this exact colorway with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes, allowing you to pick these up below their $130 retail price. So if you're interested in a pair, keep in mind they're limited edition. They're not going to stick around for long. And if you want them, get them while you can, as long as your size is available. Other than that though, guys, if you have any questions or suggestions regarding this particular shoe, be sure to leave those down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.